All right, guys, we're back for our second series of the evening. And since we never stop casting here, we got ourselves DG Wheelchair facing off against For the Kill. This is a Storm Division match, and I hope you're all ready for the action because both of these teams are rather close in the standings as well. If we take a look at Nexus Gaming series, we will see that For the Kill is sitting at number 4 with a 9-5 record. DG Wheelchair are sitting at number 7 with an 8-6 record. Quite good overall. So, taking a look at some information about these two teams, I can get That's of the Storm to relay run for me. We're going to see a Diablo ban with a white main and a Cho ban. That is really interesting. I'm going to have to see if they do play Cho'Gall. And if they do, would have been really spicy to see from DG Wheelchair. I am still loading the details for both teams, starting with For the Kill. It doesn't actually look like we're getting any information loading appropriately from That's of the Storm, unfortunately. It looks like it's a little bit bugged there. I'm going to try it one more time. So we're going to see the Genji banned out as well. This is pretty typical, and the Diablo ban is very, very good here because of all the walls that are able to be banged against. And Hanzo is also going to be taken here, given For the Kill a lot of boss control potential. Now we're going to see Tyrande and Greymane. Tyrande has recently been reworked. A lot of people really like the rework overall in terms of how she plays as a support. And the Greymane is really interesting because Greymane has overall fallen out of the meta, I'd say, by mostly a landslide. Like you don't see Greymane played in a whole lot of games, and largely because he's often very easy to deal with between Muradin, Diablo, the CC from the solo laner. And taking a look at DG, if we can pull up DG here. And on the other side, we're going to get the Dehaka and Deckard. I like the Dehaka, gives them the global, forces DG to have to deal with the potential of having to rotate or having to match with their own global. Abathur is also available, and neither team has banned out the Abathur, which means that DG Wheelchair could actually pick it up here, get a double Greymane, and it's double the trouble, and it's really, really scary. So that's the thing with the Abathur clone. Yes, your Greymane might be weak in terms of the current meta, but 2 Greymanes are not weak. Even if they deal with one of the Greymanes, they will have a lot of difficulty dealing with the second Greymane. And that's exactly what we're going to see. The old school Abathur Greymane combo and a Muradin, which removes a great tool to deal with the Greymane. On the other side, they can opt for something like a Johanna to blind him, reduce his total damage output, pull him away, and slow him down from chasing people down. And so, taking a look at the drafts, I have not seen Storm actually play Cho'Gall once. So the ban on Cho'Gall is really interesting. Now, in terms of their most played heroes, Dehaka is by far their most played hero, with Alexstrasza, Phoenix, and Garrosh and Jaina all coming up tied for 5 games apiece. So taking away the Dehaka, very, very smart for the kill. Now, whether or not that was intended is entirely a different story. Entirely. And we're going to see the Chen as a solo lane here. We've seen Chen actually in 3 games for DG Wheelchair, and he has 100% win rate for them. That is Monka S for the kill. Thrall will be a solo laner as well, and ETC will be their main tank. So this is a very interesting draft. They have a triple frontline. Their triple frontline offers them a lot of pressure onto a Greymane. They have the slide, they have the root, they have the tongue, they have Deckard's root. That's a lot of tools available to lock down a Greymane, let alone a double Greymane. Now, the thing here is they have both top and bottom lanes covered between Dahaka and Thrall, which is absolutely perfect. But ETC is a very squishy tank overall. And here's the thing, the Chen is being picked up into an ETC slide, a knockback, and a drag. There's also the Hanzo arrow, so there's a lot of CC here. I'm going to be really interested to see if they're opting to use the barrel or if they're going to go with the Panda Pals in order to increase the total DPS. Now, with Chen with a hat on the other hand, they win that lane all the time. So I really like what they're doing here on the side of DG Wheelchair, but it's a Chen into a lot of CC. We'll see how well he can actually handle and deal with it alongside of the rest of his team. But with that being said, we're now going to be heading on into game number 1. We got Digi on the Abathur. We got Rowendin on the Tyrande. Rowendelin. Rowendelin? Yeah, Rowendelin. Besigia on the Chen. Archaic on the Greymane. And finally, a DTM Goat will be on the Murden. And that's going to be DG Wheelchair. On the other side, we got Alexis 007 on the Hanzo. Red 11 on the ETC. Josel Unicorn on the Decker Kane. We have Will on the Dahaka. And finally, Lord Hoseant on the Thrall. And that is going to be for the kill. We're getting a cheeky play here. The tongue will not do too much here. He'll back on off, and it's a 4-man. This is an interesting twist. This is kind of like what Zarya used to do in place of the Chen. You just shield them, and you walk up, and you start getting structure damage. The thing is, though, that you don't get as much value nowadays by fighting for that first tower kill. A first tower kill, and definitely not as valuable. The tongue onto Greymane, but this Sigia was actually probably looking like a better kill. The Burrow will be able to avoid the stun from Rowendellin, and they'll walk away pretty even overall when it's all said and done. In the mid lane, we got Murden facing off against ETC, and get out your pillow, boys and girls, because this is going to be a resonant blep. In the bot lane, we got ourselves Digi facing off against Lord Hoseant, and taking a look at the level 1s, we're going to see the Sapphire, the Echo the Elements, Prog Rock, Tissue Regen, and Simple Geometry. On the other side, we got the Perfect Storm. Ooh, this invade here, really ballsy. Will coming on in, Rowendellin in the Sigia. However, they rotate up really slowly to deal with this, and DTM Go is not actually going to land the stun there, but the body blocks on Red 11, and they secure themselves a kill. However, they secure the kill at the cost of a ton of damage onto their front wall here. In fact, they're going to lose this tower very likely. And there she goes. In the meantime, Lord Hoseant has actually dropped and come back into the game simultaneously. One of the things is that Echo the Elements. By laning against an Abathur, Echo the Elements is extremely easy to complete here. On the other side, we also had the Celestial Attunement, so stuns, silences, and slows, which there are going to be a lot of stuns. We also have the Regenerative, Microbes, and Elusive Brawler. In the meantime, we will have Archaic starting up the Night Camp, and in the mid lane, it's actually going to be a 3v2, but it's not too big of a deal because it's Goat, and Goat is on that Murden, and he can just hop away scot-free. So that tower did help him indeed get a little bit of an XP lead. Nothing too crazy overall though. In the top lane, well, it's time for some action, and Abathur is going to do what he can to try and stop the Giants down here. He doesn't have a hat in the top lane, but they should be able to stop this channel as they please. And taking a look at the build, we are going to get the Donkey Kong build, it looks like. We've got the Keg Toss, Thunderburn, Stained Carapace, the Thick Skin here, and a Lunar Blaze is going to be the choice. On the other side, we have the Potion of Shielding, Mana Tide, Loudspeakers, Hero Stalker, and Serrated Arrows. So they'll be able to keep this up for quite a while. In the meantime, Dahaka's doing exactly the same thing as Abathur, which is keeping the soak up, keeping the lanes pushed in, and trying to get his team to 7 as well. The stun is not going to really do too much there from Rowan. They're just poking back and forth. And one of the bad things here is that Tyrande will be out-healed in the long call. Red 13 goes in for the slide, will not actually connect either with the stun or the root there from either ETC or the Decker Cane. At this point, and they now have a big, thick, beefy wall holding the line for Unicorn. The slide onto Rowan. They're looking for Tyrande's booty, and they will get it. Now, that's not how you want things to start off if you're an Abathur team, but it's not terrible either. They've gotten this pushed on in. They had Will, who had to give up the soak in the meantime, and they also continue to get the pressure in the bot lane. Now, they need to be cognizant about them trying to steal this objective once again. Taking a look at the level 7s, we're going to see, given the axe, Donkey Kong build almost done here. We got the call down for the mule, Emerald, Ancestral Wrath, Echo Petal, Beating Frenzy, and Never Outmatched. I'm interested in seeing if they're going to go with the 3-man global, essentially. They have, sorry, a 2-man global, the Haka and ETC, so they can both soak lanes and then come in for a fight. Nice Lunar Blaze, going to connect. The root though onto Goat. Thesigia looking for the opportunity. Has lots of barrels that he can keep on throwing and endlessly doing so as well. The channel is going to start occurring. Red looking for it. There's the interrupt with the Sonic Arrow. DTM getting low though. Has to be very, very careful. The slide across Thesigia is getting low. The stun though onto a Lord Joseon. And the kill is good for DG Wheelchair. And Josel Unicorn is going to be locked in there, and a second one bites the dust for the kill. So that was pretty well played. They had Thesigia waiting and flanking on the side. In the meantime, though, there is a lot of push here. There is one more interrupt. Alexis will be able to get out of here without a problem, but it is another interrupt delaying this. However, the interrupt and delay is actually not too great because they have an Abathur on the side of DG Wheelchair, which means that this is overall a pretty even trade. You're not really gaining or losing anything off of this. And they're now starting off a very early boss for both sides. Instead of fighting for it, I wish they would have actually gone up to try and fight for this, because Hanzo will clear this much faster. And remember, it's a full Hanzo, but he does not have simple geometry completed. And because he doesn't have simple geometry completed, they actually get themselves a little bit of advantage. However, the bad news here, oh, DTM going in for that stun. Rowendellin does land the stun, however, but this will give them an easy tribute. If they fight for this, this boss keeps getting value. The Abathur does have the call down mule. We'll use it to try and delay this as long as possible, but it's actually going to be mostly for a waste. We'll come on in to do as much as it can. The mule doing as much as it can, and we now have a level 10 situation about to occur here. So we're going to get the barrel, we're going to get the clone, we're getting the Shadow Stalk avatar, and no choice yet for ETC, or sorry, for Greymane. The Sigia going on in is on top of Alexis, and Alexis will have to pop on out. Will now coming on in from the backside. Not going to be doing enough. Will actually have to hit it and stay a while and listen, but doesn't matter. The Sigia was going to use that barrel, but Alexis connecting with the arrow, and DG is going to be getting themselves some wheelchairs here because they've all been taken out other than Rowendelin. Now that boss takes down a fort. This boss took down the wall and almost the towers. So they get a little bit of a lead there. However, they lose a lot out of that team fight on the side of DG Wheelchair. They're about to lose their own night camp. They're about to lose potentially the pressure they need for the next tribute. Taking a look at where we're at now 12 of 20. So increase the damage up to 100%. We're now up to 60%. There's the stun, now another 13th. The Sigia looking for it, not going to get it. And they're going to just walk away. The Avatar is down, the Clone is down, and the Shadow Stalk is down. We have a few seconds for both teams, but Lord Joseon is in a bad position trying to escape. The Sunder will come on through, but he blows a big cooldown, and this is a big play for DG. Red 11 out in left field will eat that cursed bullet, but at this point they're just going to get chased on down. Rowendelin and the endless barrels are keeping him from going anywhere. There's the barrel back. Archaic going to come on in, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 with the barrel being burnt. So DG are really coming back in these picks. They get 1, they get 2, and they're pushing with the Siege Giant simultaneously. They need to be... Oh, Will coming in to lose his life here. Going to burn his essence. Going to use the stay a while and listen. The lock will connect. Follow up by the arrow. And Greymane is getting annihilated. The Shadow Stalk coming on in. We have the stage dive on top of them. And DG is getting annihilated. But will be first to go. DG's clone helping to secure the kill. Heroics burnt left and right on both sides. And everyone comes on in to defend this top fort. This gives Abathur actually the opportunity to walk on over and get the curse. There's no way for them to get down here quickly enough. They devote an insane amount of resources to trying to kill and prevent this fort from going down. But it results in them arguably losing a lot more. They have to deal with a curse. Top is now pushed in, facing an entire wave. And they're continuing to stack. We have 14 here, and the barrel going to keep him from getting on in red 11, about to be going down here. And with the barrel build continuing to scale, it just becomes harder and harder for the kill to deal with this Chen. The Sigia keeps up the chase, but they're going to be looking for the forts. Top is going to be defended, but look at where bottom is. One tower down, symbol gate open up, and another tower nearly falling here. We have another 25 seconds as well. And they're actually going to go straight for this keep. This is a very dangerous play because we're going to actually see Will come on in. Stay a while and listen. Going to be popped here. No barrel available. Will come on in, but the isolation does nothing. But in the meantime, Greymane is going to be obliterated, and the choice of Greymane is going to look a little archaic right now. So they get a lot of damage on this keep. I think the play was actually all right. You can see they force out a bunch of heroics. They first force the burrow out, but they're now trying to do the boss. If they can delay the boss, Archaic is going to be here, and they're going to be perfectly fine. The Sigia can keep barreling them and slowing them down. And there's the root. Lord Hosea is trying to come on in, and they have a Rowendelin here ready to go. The stun will connect as well, and we have that at 17 out of 20 as well. The Sigia trying to escape now, does have the Abathur hat as well. Remember, they're about to hit 16. The longer they delay this, the better this is for DG. They actually have this keep about half, and bottom a little bit under half. They're looking for it. Unicorn will get peeled by Red 11. Very nicely done by Red 11 to save him there. The potions will be tossed on down, and Lord Herzant is all the way on another planet right now. Stay a while and listen. Will connect against 3 members, and they'll be able to walk away scot-free as is right now. However, the Sigia is looking at Thrall. The stun will connect. DTM going to get the double stun, and that is ETC down. But the Sunder will save Lord Hosan, and this is going to be pretty brutal because now 16s are picked up. They burnt the Sunder, and they're down a person. This is DG coming in swinging hard with this Chen as it scales out of control. Will have the burrow, but I don't think Will's going to be making it out here. Rowan will land that lunar flare. And the Blaze, ooh, Arcade going for that booty, and DTM Go following on in, and they get the kill. There's the Shadow Stalk, DTM Go getting really low. They'll be able to save him, but Rowan will not be able to be saved. The arrow connects from Alexis, and DTM Go trying to escape. Archaic trying to get on out. The stage dive, Archaic will be going down. The Sigia may be next up, as he has no one else there to help him, DTM, and he'll actually barrel on out of there to ensure that he survives. And they will not be able to stop this curse. However, this is going to be a 4 versus 3. DTM Go and the Sigia can try their best. The tongue on Digi. DTM coming on in hot. Does have that dwarf toss, but Digi is going to be going down here. And they use the avatar simultaneously. The pull on back. Stale ball and this is going to lock him down. DTM Go does get knocked away before he can complete the dwarf toss, but it won't matter. The Sigia is here now, able to endlessly toss those barrels on over. And we have another 4 seconds before the team is ready to go. Boss about to be taking the stun though. That stun, absolutely bonkers. The boss with the alley-oop coming in, slamming his fist down and saying, no, you shall not take me for your own. And they are getting their booties chewed. And this is going to be the throw of the century, perhaps. I don't think I've seen a throw this big in a lifetime. This is perhaps the biggest throw I've ever witnessed. We're going to see this boss start it up. They're just melting it. But look what happens. They're worried about Chen coming on in here and knocking him all away. And he gets a 4-man stun, the boss. Then the flare comes on in. And it doesn't even matter because we got Goat there with the healing static. And that is going to be 100% GG. All right, we're going to take a look at some of those juicy stats. We got ourselves 95k siege, Greymane with the 77k. For the hero damage, Alexis topping it by far, 61.8k. But then look at this. This is bonkers. The only man on the team actually doing damage is Alexis on that Hanzo. The rest of DG, yeah, they're bodying the rest of for the kill here in terms of damage. Healing? Well, the combination of an Abathur and Tyrande is able to keep up. We got ourselves a 65,000 combined healing between the two. And in tanking, this is really, really even across the board. 66k, 63k, 50k, and 53.7k. That's remarkably close overall. But Digi and Will duking it out for keeping their teams both in it with the XP. 13.3k and 13k respectively. Very nice job from DG. The Chen, super spicy, super delicious to watch. And, well, they played it super well, especially knowing that they can delay it. And then the choice to go and do boss was interesting, but they lost it when they chose to all clump up and get stunned by the boss. This might be one of the biggest regrets that For the Kill could ever have in their game. They had the opportunity to get the curse. They had the opportunity to potentially get the boss. But my god, it was something. We'll be right back, and we'll be seeing some